Opposed? Carried. Any additions to the agenda?
Yes, under transportation. If we could add a discussion for heavy equipment, or heavy equipment discussion.
So that'd be G.
G.
Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to adopt the
I will.
additions? Oh, I think Mr. Lawson beat you there first. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Meetings of the council meeting, June 17th, 2025. Any errors or omissions? Somebody want to make a motion? Richard? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And special council meeting, June 25th. Moved by Oscar. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. No delegations today. So new business, Ag Service Department. Morning, ladies. Okay, you guys have Shelby's report in front of you. Any questions or comments?
Row High's got the building down now?
No, so what we were stalled on there was we have some potential fill material that we were able to get. So they wanted it tested prior to accepting it as fill material for that project. So the results are back. I don't have the official paperwork back, but I do have a verbal that it is acceptable to use for the project, which is good news. So we should be able to update the package soon and then hopefully get moving forward with it.
Any feedback on the at Clear Lake with the CD3 unit?
I haven't heard anything yet, so it just was placed there last Friday. So I know when we were leaving, someone was checking it out, which is great. And so there is software on the unit that tracks every time a tool is used. So they'll be able to give us some statistics as far as the usage at the end of our 2-week period, but hopefully it's well received. This is the 3rd location it's been at this summer, and it had a lot of good use at the prior 2 lakes that it was at. So that's very promising, and we're kind of looking forward to seeing how that is received out there.
Good.
The roadside mowers are making really good progress. They have some work done within divisions 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I just got an update from them this morning. They're expecting to have everything north of Wainwright and east of Highway 41 completed by the end of the week. So things have been going pretty smooth for them, and what I've seen has been looking quite good. So they've been working quite hard out there.
Good. Any other questions or comments?
What about the canola rotation mapping program?
Yeah, so that one I've been in touch with Landview, so they're thinking that they're able to start gathering their satellite imagery now, being as the canola is kind of all in bloom at this time. So they're hoping that they're going to have some of the maps produced by the end of the month or early August. I think the deadline that they were planning to get it to us was August 8th, which is quite early for us. We don't usually typically start surveying until it's at least swathed or combined. So we'll have all the locations nice and early, which is good.
Yeah.
After you plot the weed map for the town, is there an expectation then that they spray, or how does that get?
Yeah, so, and they've been, the town is really good about dealing with things on their own property for sure. Like anything that we send them, they address, or, even when I'm out for a walk, at lunchtime, if I spot something, I'll let them know, and they are pretty quick to get on that. The industrial areas and whatnot can be a little bit more challenging when they're privately owned, but I think they're definitely on top of it, which is good.
Hey Shelby, I noticed that they're, crop spray, they're spraying our ditches, which we're trying to get grass growing in it. We've got quite a few miles of ditch that's sprayed out again.
Yeah, I do see that on occasion.
And it happens every year.
Yes, yeah, some definitely tend to spray a little bit further out into the right of way.
Right across the highway.
Oh,
Is that a little farther? Or
that's definitely a little farther. So if there are areas like that that you're seeing, we can definitely come and have a look at that and then kind of note it down, and we can address that if that's something that you would like addressed.
yeah, drive down the Ripstone Road and you'll see it.
Perfect. Okay, I can definitely go have a look at that.
I don't mind on our back roads to overspray, but on our highways that we're trying to get vegetation growth is kind of not good.
No, and it's can definitely be challenging to get the ditches established well, so we can go have a look for sure and see if there's anything that we can do with that.
Thanks, Shelley.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no other questions or comments, I'll ask for a motion to accept. Bruce, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. So we got a couple RFDs. Youth Community Impact Award.
I'd like to declare an interest in this. This is my niece, so I'll step out while you guys make decisions.
Close the door. Okay, so the ASD department has put this work together, and we finally got to the point where we had some applications come in, and it was all anonymous, and they were scored by the board. It was put out to the board, and the board is the one that submitted the, I guess, scoring. So, and we do have a winner. So I just need a motion to accept option one with Gabrielle Rue as the recipient.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Shelby, is that number right?
Do you want to grab
That's the amount?
one?
That's it? I thought it was,
It's the wooden plaques.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. It's
similar
not
to the
a
ones that we
bursary.
get.
It's not a
No.
bursary
Yeah.
or any
I
financial.
haven't had enough coffee.
Yeah, so this one is a wooden plaque
Yes.
as an award for the
Sorry.
recipient there.
Thank you.
Okay, we also have a RFD for aerial spray of gravel pits.
So this one, last year, we were able to treat, I believe, 8 pits with a helicopter, and they all look phenomenal this year, the ones that we treated last year. We're currently working in the pits right now, just doing a little bit of touch-up, but overall, they look great. One that we did not treat last year is coming up weedy, so we would love to treat that one as well, just to make sure nothing gets away from us in there. So this is a RFD to retain an aerial applicator to complete those services for us.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, Oscar makes the motion. The only thing I'd recommend is that we, the company that's on there, I would just say to retain services to complete required treatments. I wouldn't designate that company in particular. Are you okay with that, with your motion?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm the one complaining about it, so I thought I should make the motion. He's in the bathroom. Here it comes.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Mike.
Morning, Oscar.
They said gentlemen, I was the only one here.
Okay, we have Public Works report in front of us. Does anybody have any questions or comments, or if there's anything you want to add, Preston, feel free to.
I guess there
working on that RM500. Sounds like they're putting the parts in as we speak. As far as completion, I don't have a firm date on that yet. I would hope, based on what I heard, was it should be completed by tomorrow and potentially ready to be returned by before the weekend. So I'll keep you updated on that. The scraper, my understanding is middle of next week, is supposed to be completed and returned back to us. So those two big ticket items. The crusher is currently working in the craft pit. Sounds like they'll be wrapping that project up here another week. We do not have our approval for the McLean pit for our extension, and that is on our crushing list this year, so we'll have to defer that crush probably to one of our MD pits and crush there. So we'll have to look at getting one of those pits ready to honor our contract with the crusher. Otherwise that, cementing went pretty smooth. Besides some weather delays and our unfortunate breakdown of our reclaimer. I felt the demo was successful. It did show an alternate route to Stabilizing Road, and there was some interest, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come out and look. I think it was worth a watch. So. And it was well received within the staff on site too. Just with the new process, sometimes that's a little difficult for employees to work with, but you know, they were open and they ran with it, and with a little bit of adjustment, they made some improvements on their own, and I think they produced a really good product there.
Good.
Are they chipping now?
So we had, chip has been hauled into the yard. Yeah, sounds like they want to start tomorrow. We'll see if everything works where they're at right now and they get to site tomorrow. And we'll be starting on Township 444, and then we'll move up to Range Road 61, and then we'll get over to 462 for that 150 meter infill piece. Yeah. So.
Okay, any other questions for,
Yeah, are you gonna start oiling now?
Yeah, that's why I sent out the email and requested the dust
So
controls.
what about a reclaimer? Are you using a rented one until?
No, I'll send that rental unit back here. Okay. So with timing on that, it looks like it's gonna line up.
Okay.
Maybe I shot myself in the foot by saying that, hopefully not. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna line up, so we'll
Okay,
get
that's
going
all.
on that, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
okay, any other questions for Preston? If not, I'll get a motion to accept his report as presented.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And our safety report.
Morning.
Morning, Ray.
Yeah, so we've received our hygienist report for our noise exposure assessment that was conducted here a couple of weeks back. Submitted it to OH&S. They have closed all of our orders. We currently don't have any compliance orders or issues with OH&S, so we're looking on moving forward on this. Orientation, we had a new truck driver start up, so orientations were done last week. Currently working on playground and building inspections. Daily signing offs on hazard assessments, trip inspections. Just mention here about some hail damage to some of our work trucks, so we're working with insurance on a solution. And for Parks and Rec, we did have some rain delays that kind of held back some of our summer student activities, but they're catching up now, getting everything kind of taken care of. Construction of our pickleball court began yesterday. I met up with the concrete contractor on site there just to go over the location that yourself and me, Mike there, kind of picked up on at Arm Lake. So everything looked good out there. Pretty much the same measurements
Except
that we
the
came
dumpster.
off. What was that?
Nothing.
The dumpsters, yeah, have you, that was brought up last month, I'm not too sure if,
I went out and met with the Arm Lake Management Group, but apparently I have to have a follow-up meeting.
with the bins.
Yes.
So your supervisor didn't give you the right information?
No, I think there's just, the results are to be determined. So,
Other than that, yeah, we're busy clearing up fallen trees, deadfall throughout, do some touch-ups and regarding paint in some of our recreational areas. And that's the news.
It says there's issues with dumpsters, that things are being dumped there that aren't practical or normal. Are you finding like mattresses now because we charge, or is it?
Yes, yesterday alone, I believe we hauled 5 mattresses out of the transfer sites. This is a weekly occurrence now. Canada Day week, last week, we had our kids go around on the Monday to pick up all of the garbage left over on the weekend that the contractors aren't necessarily picking up. If anything's being placed in the bins that are exposed over the top level, they won't take them either, so that's what we do on a weekly basis. Canada Day was Tuesday. Wednesday we went back. There was another 10 trips to the landfill throughout all of the transfer sites located. We also went back again on Thursday, myself and the lead hand, because of all of our crew was busy. So the two of us were out there kind of pushing down on stuff in the bins and pulling stuff out just so the garbage trucks would pick these up.
Yeah, I appreciate you dealing with all the trees that were in there, but I just wondered if there was other items, like now they charge for a mattress at the landfill. Are they now just throwing them out, or has that changed? Was it always things like that?
Well, I've been seeing more mattresses as of late, but I mean, this has been an ongoing thing. Like,
Yeah.
we've always been out there on a weekly basis, making sure and taking apart things and hauling away to the dump. I just feel like we're seeing it a lot more on a more regular basis.
To answer that question, yes. People have always dumped mattresses at the transfer sites. That's not a new thing.
They used to dump them in the ditches, but we've at least got them getting them to the transfer sites.
That's true as well.
okay, any other questions or comments on Ray's report? If not, somebody want to make a motion? Mr. Lawson, thank you, sir. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Got some RFDs here for gravel pit storage agreement. Okay, anybody want to make a,
I'll do that, Mike.
you're going with option 1 to approve the pit storage agreement?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Another RFD on road salt and sand mix.
Okay, so as per our yearly seasonal salt supply, we go with the RFP. This year we had NSC, as I believe was our only submission. This price is slightly down from 24-25 season. Council may look at it and choose what to do next.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
I'll make a motion, we go with
Option 1.
option 1.
Option 1?
There is no one.
We'll go with them.
To accept the quote and hire the company?
Yeah.
Okay. Bruce makes a motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And we got an RFD for Oakwood Road Engineering.
Okay, so as per council's direction, we did go out for request for proposal for engineering services for the Oakwood Road project. We did receive 3 submissions. The submissions are interesting because they're not all really equal in exactly what we asked for. We did have one engineering group that did not supply the 80 requested on-site days. They only supplied half of that. Also, we did find one engineer did supply us with 42 on-site days for surveying, whereas the lowest price engineer only supplied 12 on-site days for surveying. With that, we didn't really have a scoring bar to look at for, you know, taking the extra points off for not supplying the exact days that we requested. Therefore, we scored it as our sheet did, I guess, direct us to. So those are the scores and the prices. Anything to add to that, Kelly? No, you covered it. Okay.
So is that a case where we put out the RFD requesting so many days, or is it just based on
We
what
did
their-
request 80 site days. That's
We did
correct.
request 80 site days.
Yeah, so I guess the downside to that is anything past the 40 days, I mean, we don't have a locked-in pricing, and I guess that could be negotiable with the engineering supplying if we went that direction. So unknown pricing beyond 40 days is the way I would look at that. You'd assume it'd be contract price, but that's not necessarily 100%. So,
I'll make a motion, we go with Rawhide.
Okay, Oscar makes a motion, we go with Rowe High Engineering. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And we have bridge file.
Okay, so we went to RFP for bridge file 2285. It did close on July 9th. We did receive one bid within our budgeted amount. I did ask the question if they expected more. Roll High did answer with, they did thought we'd get at least 2, maybe 3 bids on this, but based on the type of work that we're asking for to be done here, it's a little bit outside of a lot of standard bridge work services, I guess you would call it. So I guess ultimately, with the uniqueness of the repair we want to do, it probably limited the amount of contractors we get to bid on it. So, Rohai did do the background check, and they found that this company was reputable, and they did recommend we could go with them if that's what we choose to do so.
I'll make that motion to accept it.
Okay, Oscar makes a motion to option 1, essentially select the construction work based on unofficial results of the RFP. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Equipment discussion. Okay, who wants to take the lead on this?
I will.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about? They got a price on the Utes, which was 1.8 million, and if they don't take them before fall, it goes up 56,000, I think it is, a Uke. So I'm wondering what the difference is if we order them now and save 100+ thousand, or if we wait 2 months and have to pay another 100,000. As
Okay.
long as we're going ahead with the project to get them, then I would like to see us give Preston permission to go ahead. He does have an email with all the prices on it and stuff. But he
Okay.
could bring it back for confirm it with RFD too at the next meeting, whichever way you guys want to go. But the next meeting is getting us into, what do you call fall? Because that was the direction on the email from what I gather. You know, is that February? Is that, sorry, August, September? What do we call them fall? We might only have, enough time to do this, give them direction and get an RFE back, and that's about it.
Okay, Preston, do you want to just give the background on these 2 scrapers, on when they're to come out of service and what
So-
council's planning
So
is?
3 and 4 scrapers would be the next 2 that would be going down the road. We have extended warranty on these units right through until the spring of 2026. That's for powertrain and transmission only. So, yeah, technically, after this season, we talked about dispersing of these 2 units, right? So if council chooses to do, we could look at organizing purchase for the next 2 units, if that's what we want, or you can sit on the 4 that you have and move forward from there.
Okay, so any questions or comments on that?
Why the increase then of $56,000?
The email doesn't actually give me an exact date. It just says order in the fall. That's all it says. So I would assume that that's probably end of September.
So 4 is the one that's up there being repaired right now, right?
I think it's number 3 actually, but either or. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm comfortable if Preston wants to put some numbers back and bring this for an RFD for next month, and that'll give us a little bit of time to do some research.
When would they arrive on site if we order now?
we should have them for, if we order them before, yeah, I think if we order them before September 1st-ish, October 1st, as we were looking at a April delivery. Last year we ordered, it was a July meeting last year we ordered, and they came in March. I think we had ample time then, because they had to get into the system, so I believe, yeah, September is kind of the cutoff for that, at least last year it was, right, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could come back with an RFD next meeting. I can have updated pricing, ensure that we have the exact warranty we want, because it's not written on the sheet here, so I want to make sure we want our 5 years, 7,500 hour warranty on these units as well, included in our pricing. So,
What do we do with the old scrapers? Did that work out going the way we did last time?
oh yeah, most certainly. We sold them privately, yeah.
Yeah.
Not privately. Well, yeah, it was privately, I guess.
But in
Yeah, they
your
worked well.
opinion, we did all right?
Yeah, we did all
compared
right.
to the trade-in we were
Yeah,
offered?
that was just an opportunity that fell in our laps last time.
We're actually getting about 100,000 on that.
Yeah, I think we did very well. Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
not
we
make
got
that
definitely a fair value price for
Can you not
machines.
make that decision at any time?
Yeah.
So we can, once we know what we're doing, we can start the RFP process to secure an auction service if we choose to do so. Or we can sit on it for a while and see what happens, and then secure one for first thing in the spring.
Well, once you
We
get
can make
their,
those.
once you get their price difference, you'll know which way to go.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no use making a decision on
No.
trade until
No.
you find out. I mean, they might give you a premium for it, and I might have a buy.
oh, they won't take it as a trade,
They won't take them as trades?
no.
Okay.
Well, they will, but
Yeah, we
they're not
saw-
giving you anything for it.
See, we saw what happened in that.
I shouldn't say that, but in the past, they've never given us anything for them. It's not lucrative to trade it in.
And the
So-
warranty will be good till, on the old ones, till when?
Spring.
Spring of next year.
Spring.
Yeah.
And that only helps out if we sell it to another municipality,
Yeah.
so. yeah.
So when does the warranty start?
Ooh.
If you order them now?
Oh, when it hits the ground?
And you get your-
Yeah, on
So it
delivery.
hits the ground in February, and we don't use it till May, you lose that,
That's,
whatever, June, whatever. I'm just
it's a
doing-
wash. Do you lose it? Don't you lose it? I mean, you can push it back 2 months and start it in April. But then you still have the same winter months, no matter on timing, so, I mean, it's,
I just wonder where the
Yeah.
$56,000 extra is coming from. I don't understand that part. You know. Is it an increase in material or just, and when you gotta pay for them? When are they,
when they hit the ground.
but there is some money coming right now,
Yeah.
is there not? 50% or 25%?
Nope.
Nothing.
No.
So
Nothing.
you don't pay the thing till it hits the
Nothing.
ground?
Until it hits the ground, yeah. Once we order these machines and we're signed, we're guaranteed the price on the machine outside of tariffs.
Yes.
No guaranteed price on tariff. So if we order this machine and tariffs hit at whatever point, that could come on top of it, if that does happen. But if we order the machine, sign it, and the exchange rate changes, we're still into the same price. So,
Up or down?
yeah, up or down, that's correct, yeah.
And the work that's being done on 3 right now, is it covered under warranty? I forget. It was something outside.
Yes.
It is?
I believe it is, yeah.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, the work that's being done on our mixer is not.
Oh, that's,
Oh, the reclaimer.
No, no, that's, currently that's about $45,000 is what the quote said on that. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like we're all comfortable with giving you direction to get
Okay.
some information together. And
Okay, put an RFD together, bring it back to the next meeting with all the warranty and delivery and potential timing dates and all that.
You
Okay. Will do.
Okay. That's it for you guys.
Was there any,
I'm gonna talk about the reclaimer, I thought.
Oh, we can do that, yeah, while we have an equipment discussion, sure. Who wants to lead that?
any questions from council that came out and took a look? Any,
It looked like the crews were pretty happy with it, you know, other than the learning curve, but.
yeah, there was a little bit of a learning curve. And I think the more you go that route, the more you can fine tune it and overcome some of the challenges that we did experience. So,
Well, it's good to have, you know, the people that knew about it there for an extended period to
yeah,
show them some. of the
and it required fewer passes with the grader, which made things a
Well,
bit more
it's gonna
efficient.
make for a shorter day,
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
sure.
moves faster, does,
but there are some other obstacles we'd have to overcome if we decide to go with that process. And that would be, we have to figure out how to get our water supply into the unit to make our run. Right, stopping in the product is definitely not optimal.
stopping what, sorry?
Stopping in the product and filling the water truck is not optimal.
So, can one truck fill the other while it's on the move?
You're still driving through your product.
Thought you could put that hitch on and put a truck on the back. That was for hot oil, but why can't it be water?
Yeah, I can't see that working out very well.
No?
Yeah, then yeah,
But then you got two empty trucks at the same time.
well, then, yeah, potentially. Plus, yeah, I don't know. I guess that is definitely possible, but not
So-
optimal. I mean, I mean, how we're gonna do the process would be something we could discuss in planning. I mean, ultimately, what I would like to do is do a little bit of traveling and look at some other outfits and how they're doing it and what they're using for their water, and then give us, I mean, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel. I might as well steal the wheel from somebody else and use it.
So based on what you saw, is it beneficial over what we're doing now? Like on the whole, on everything, like everything that, you know, with shutting down for water, whatever, I never went out and looked at it, so I'm just,
Once we get our water figured out, yeah, most certainly I think it's beneficial. Absolutely, yeah.
so the water, the water issue is stopping
Volume.
it, getting water?
Yeah, no, it's the volume. So when we hook onto the front of the truck and push it, with 16 cubes, we figure we need about 24 cubes to go 640 meters.
So could you use a tractor trailer instead of,
Yeah,
a,
I think we could. We just have to figure that out, right?
okay, so that is an opportunity that you're looking at, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But
that
can
is-
be done as a rental, not another purchase. Is that what you're saying? You add that money to the price of it, like as a rental? Or you want to buy a water truck? What's the problem?
Well, those are the things we discuss at planning and weigh out the options and decide what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd also, by then, we should have some core sample results
Yeah.
and know
That
the
was-
strength of it. And
That was the other thing. So based on our project we're doing on the Cadogan Road, we can divert a couple core samples off of those projects we did just to see the strength. So we can look at our old process and we can look at the new process and take a couple core samples in those areas and look at our strengths and just see where we're at and see if there's any differences and tell some stories, for sure. Yeah.
No, I went through it pretty good with that guy, and it's actually not a bad machine. And I like the belts, even though belts slip a bit, and I don't care much for that. But he did explain that if it was direct drive like the other one, that's when you start piling up your bearings and stuff. So I asked him, did you, you warranty your bearings, like, are you having trouble with them? He said, no, he hasn't had no bearings though on that drum, so that's a bonus to us too, right?
Well, if they did go, they're a lot easier to replace, I think, too, I think.
So how many bearings have you put on the drum of the cat? How many times you replaced this bearing?
This would be the first time that I'm aware of.
And how old is it?
5. Going on its 7th year.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But that was a 24. Does he have older machines that are working that are the same? That thing was pretty new.
That was a 23, that machine.
I thought he said it.
But,
oh.
yeah, I mean, RM Wilkins has a machine, Park Paving in Empton has a couple machines. Beaver County has a 23 that they used last season, so it was a year older when they bought it. Yeah. So there are a few machines that are local to us in this central area. I'm not sure about north or south, but, yeah, there's a few around, so they have a warehouse and obviously in Western Canada that they part source out of.
It's also easier for us to haul too, right?
Yeah, that would be interesting because the location of the engine on this unit is above the drum. So that centralizes the weight on the machine, whereas the problem with the RM500 wasn't the total weight of the machine, it's the fact that the engine was on the front. And then when we loaded it, it would either offset the weights on the axle or offset the weights on our tri-drives. And we were overweight. So with that engine being central in the drum, we should be able to drop that machine on our lowboy and haul it legally. Outside of post-thaw and spring season, of course. So, on a
Okay.
price,
About 100,000 more than,
well,
Not really.
no?
on a
Cat
20,
has a 600, that's,
the 2024 Workins machine, a budget price he gave me is 1.2 million. That's with the emulsification system, the water system, basically everything we saw on site. The RM500 that we have been running without the water system, without an emulsification system, is 1.2 million as well.
Yes, how much?
1.2. The Workins is 100 and some horsepower more than the RM500.
So you can get the water system on a cat?
You can, yeah. Yeah.
The other issue was slough water and using filters, right? We can't find clean water per se.
No, we're not going to run city water through
No.
this machine, no. It would be time intrusive.
So it needs filters and.
They're designed to take in slough water. For sure. What they don't like are rocks in the end of your hose when you hook it together
Yeah.
and blow those rocks into your pump. That's
Yep.
what they don't like, so that's where you could run into an issue.
what's the delivery date on them if you bought one?
If we looked at a brand new one, we'd be spring of 2026. The one we saw on site is available as well. It's available, it's 1.15 million. It's about 50,000 less than a brand new one. It's a 2023 model as well. So, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Any other questions on that?
And then another thing I can add to the conversation as well, I mean, we don't have to go to water injection right off the hop either. We can still use our old process with this machine and plan for water injection as we go forward. So it's not like if we buy this, we have to go that route immediately. We can plan and figure that out and make that happen down the road at some point. But we can still run like we were before. But it does seem to be the better process. I believe in some ways because you're disturbing the product less that you're probably getting a stronger crop, but that's yet to be seen once we do our core samples. They could be exactly the same, so, and we're just saving more on time, right?
Time, yeah, more efficient.
Yeah.
They said you would use 30% less cement.
Well, I don't know how they would know that,
Yeah.
because they didn't measure the length of the road, they didn't measure the width of the road, and they didn't see the bill of lading, so I honestly, I mean, if I was a salesman, I'd tell you that too.
Yeah.
Sure. You're gonna
I
use
figured
less
you could
cement,
save
you're gonna
5 or
use less
10%.
time, you're gonna use less water. Buy my machine.
Yeah,
So-
he was fairly happy.
But, I mean, yeah, once we, in all honesty, we have a scale of percentage that we put on a road based on the meters and the width. And when I discussed it with my supervisor on site, we decided to hit the top end of that, which is only a few percentage, but yeah, we can thin that out a little bit more too. I mean, if we wanted to optimize our cement application, then we need to hire somebody that has a spreader that drops it on X amount of kilograms per square meter. And they'll start at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they'll start laying it out, because it's a long process. And then when you show up in the morning, you're go no matter what's going on, tornado, monsoon, normal day. Because they start, I mean, you can't stop, so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a good demonstration to see a different process. I think it was really beneficial to go out there and see it. But we do have some time here, and
Oh,
we
most
can
certainly.
start putting some data
Yeah.
together and see if
Yep.
it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, if council would like, I can do pricing for the next meeting to look at. I can do pricing as an RFD for next meeting as well, or we can sit on it for a while and come back and check it out later, so.
Let's look at some prices.
Okay.
That's my thought.
Yeah.
As an RFD or just as a comparison?
Yeah, bring in RFE.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Bob? I'm thinking just bring back some comparison numbers, but
Well, I guess, I mean, 7 years, did we, how much work have we done to that reclaimer we've had? Is that the one we rebuilt?
We've done dual cone seals on this unit.
Yeah.
As far as major work, well, back in, I think it was about, so when we were working on 462, the old, formerly known as the Gilt Edge Road, we had a problem with the drum on that machine, and it had a little bit of a bow in it, and the front and back gates would not close on it. And we had them come and look at that machine at that time, do an assessment on it, but there was no work done on it at that time. There's also some premature wear on the inside of the drum, based on that abnormal deformity of the drum. But according to Cat and Finning, that it's not an issue.
So how many hours in that machine, do you know?
1,900,
How much?
1,900 hours.
It's not a lot of hours, really.
Yeah.
Can you add the water emulsification to that machine if you chose to, or not? Is it too old? Like, is it too expensive?
No, you can add it. I believe it's $100 and some thousand is what they kind of told us. Just over 100. Yeah.
But it's
but
off.
if we did that, and I'm
Go ahead.
just curious, if we did that, would the horsepower be enough?
I couldn't tell you. Never tried to push anything with it before.
Yeah, I don't.
It's be weight distribution as well would be an interesting part of it.
I thought they had a 600 with it all on.
On the Finning,
Yeah.
yeah, they have a 600 reclaimer as well. 600i or 600b, I
So-
can't remember.
Yeah.
And
It's
with the
our-
same horsepower, so
Yeah, it would be the
answering Mike's question, I
Yeah.
do believe if you added it to this one, and I'm not a professional at it, but I think you were right, we would be shy of horsepower. Otherwise, they wouldn't have raised the horsepower to operate the next one. So you'd be slowing everything down, trying.
I guess it's decision if you're gonna, whatever you're gonna do. Are you gonna replace it? Well, I guess an RFD is what you need, and if you're just fishing for prices, just prices. I don't know.
Just get prices.
Yeah. The Bow Mag, it was.
We're replacing
not
that one
what we
anyways
wanted.
next year. We had plans on it.
No, we didn't like the articulation on it. We found it hard to, like to dogleg a bit, so. And it was harder to run a straight line with it with the articulation, just when you're a little touchy, it would move a bit and kind of get a little wobbly, so.
So is this another item that you would just sell? Like, there's no trade value? Is that the way that these guys are going, is they don't want your stuff back on trade, so you're looking at the markets?
Well, history says we've sold our RM 500. So the last three. Yeah, I think the last three we've sold. And that's because we don't get a value on trade. You can always ask for a trade and then decline.
No, I'm just wondering if that's the direction they're going, that's all. Yeah,
based
no,
on what
I-
they give you, but, yeah, we can
Prices
ask.
are fine with me, but whatever you guys are
I
gonna
mean,
do.
when I bring prices back, I can throw that in there, ask for trade-in
Yeah.
value of our
Yeah.
existing RM 500. See
Yep.
what they say.
Bill, you comfortable with that? Robin?
Yep.
Okay, that's the direction we're gonna go. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
You don't wanna do the
You're doing a,
Riverdale?
Riverdale campground.
Oh, sorry, Riverdale. Yep. Okay, moving on. Campground rates for 2026. So they're up for review, and we gotta set some rates.
Okay, I got a couple comments, not comments as much as questions. What is the direction that council wants to take out of that place? Do you want to just leave it the way it is? Because I was there on the weekend, and I mean, we've got guys with big storage sheds have moved in. They got, looks like a hot tub. You got fridges, you got freezers. I talked to an electrician that happened to be there and talking about 50 amp breakers and stuff, and that is a pretty expensive venture to switch over to 50. Like you're looking in the, his thought, you're looking in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, to start bringing, because we don't have a big enough service there to even do that. So, like, are you just gonna let, like, I don't know, do they have to get development permits to put these big sheds in there? And I noticed there's some in the bottom. I mean, it looks like it's, I don't know how the control's working, or like, is they just, everybody does with these seasonals, just do what they want when they want? Do they come to you? Do they ask permission?
No one has came to me since I
So
started here
that's,
back
I
in
guess that's my
2019.
question, what does council wanna, like, how do you wanna control it? Or do you just wanna keep just raising the rates a bit? Should there be a different rate if you're gonna have a whole bunch of permanent stuff on there?
I don't
Like,
think there should be allowed permits.
Yeah, like, I'm just, before we get into the rate, I just think that, what's council, or what's the, it just kinda looks like it was always neat and tidy, and I don't see that so much anymore. It's kinda just, people are, like, they're cutting down trees to put in big sheds, and I don't, I don't know, is that okay with council?
Putting up slab fences.
Yeah,
along the
well,
road.
it's got more in the last year or two, I've noticed,
Yep.
so. It's really, it's your guys' thought. I just wanted to know what you thought about it. I mean,
Well, I think in the past, there's been no parameters on what you can do with a seasonal site and what you can't. And I think that's a broader discussion if we want to have it. And I'm fine with that. We can actually table this, I believe, for the month. And we can talk about parameters at MPC.
you can do rates. I mean, if you want to do rates, but I'd like to have this discussion at some time, what you're going to allow or what you're not going to allow.
I agree, but rates are affected by, you know,
By
that
if
you're
you're
seeing
advertising,
freezers
no.
and outside freezers there. And
But I think you have to do your rates for advertising for next year. Isn't that the issue, Kelly?
do we need them?
Probably do have some time, don't we?
I don't know. It was the advertising book that was concerned
I don't
before.
think they should book until we get this all ironed
Yep,
out.
that's fair. I mean, because the people that are there are gonna wanna know what the rate is for, because they pay for next year before they leave, right?
Yeah, that's the reason why we put this in for July. We can go ahead, settle rates, and then we send out our notices next month
Yeah.
to the seasonals, and then they have until the midway through September
Yeah.
to submit their interest to coming back, so they need to know what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, and I don't know if the discussion around what we're gonna allow, is that gonna have an effect on the rate?
Should. There's hot tubs down there,
Well, should they be removed? I mean, I'm thinking, should you allow it?
but that
Like-
affects your rates and your consumption of electricity.
Oh, big time.
I realize that, but how are you going to like put the rate in specific to a site with what they have? Because is it fair to the person that just goes and does what they do with no extras? They just actually build a little step in front of their place, and that's good. But are you gonna go out on individual sites and say, well, you're gonna be penalized more if you have these extra facilities? I don't know.
What's your guys' thoughts?
I'm good either way, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Let's get in the bus and go have a look at it.
I'll drive my van.
Well, we're going out there today for lunch, so we could look at it then.
Robin?
I'd like to see the rates stay the same and then go after what kind of things you're gonna upgrade there. That's I think if you're
So
gonna up the
you'd rather
rates-
deal with the rates today and then
Yeah.
deal
Let
with the parameters of what we're gonna allow and not allow?
Well, if it changes their plans,
After the
I don't
fact?
like the word mess.
Okay.
I find most of those places out there quite tidy. But I mean, I would be upset, say that they pulled out and then left it, but why would you leave your things there, right? Why would you leave your hot tub or your freezer or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe that stuff in some senses has got out of
Yeah,
hand.
so they don't. When they're leaving, like this year, we had 3 new seasonal campers signed up because we had 3 leave.
Yeah.
They didn't know that they were leaving until winter, so of course, they were in there prior to the season start and ripping out everything. They make deals with other seasonals.
Yeah, they're not.
Sell them the deck, you can have the deck, they pull it over to the next site. Nothing's left there. Like, we have very bare minimum to clean up as, within the MD. They tend to clean up after
I don't like that they're
themselves.
cutting down a tree without your
Now,
permission.
then
If
they
they're
don't.
cutting down a
They
tree
don't
to-
necessarily cut down, like if there's dead or fallen trees, they go in there and they start hacking
Oh,
away.
okay.
And then make room that way. They have all been spoken about actually taking down live trees.
Right.
We have, I mean, the next neighbor is going to be the first one to pick up the phone and call me.
Right.
So it's
if
just
someone
clean up
does
where
that.
they put these?
It's
okay.
clean up deadfall is what they're doing, and I mean, they do a lot of that down there too, which helps out.
I
and
find
makes
it looks like
nice.
most of them take a bit of pride in their area. They're not being a bunch of pigs out there.
No,
so I
and
don't
it
think-
does look nice. I mean, it is well kept. They do clean up after themselves down there.
Okay,
But I guess if you keep the rates the same, then you can't go back and say, we don't like your freezer and your hot tub, that's gonna cost you extra.
So when we were having those
For
power
sure.
issues.
I don't think we can have that, though, Robin, as you're saying, because that increases the power right there. And then they want 50 amp breakers, so the hot tubs are gone, deep freezes should be gone too. I mean, it's a camping area, it's not a home site for year-round stuff. Like, I'm having trouble. This could be solved probably today.
okay, we got 2 things we want to talk about, but first of all, do we want to discuss rates today and deal with the parameters of outside appliances and other improvements to the sites? Or do we want to, is our preference to table this? I know it's not ideal timing-wise, but I don't want to do something just because we're under the gun here. I want to do the right thing. So what's your preference? I haven't heard from you yet.
Well, I think you gotta do more consideration because of the power. Because some of these golf carts are plugged into power, vehicles, can they plug into power? I mean, I would like to leave the non-service, the daily rate at $15 alone. That's what we set the campground up for. So if they're not using anything, I don't want that to change, but I think the power is something we really gotta study. What's coming down with the power. So I just did, is it open May 1st to September 30th?
Yes.
So right now, just the rate I got, the power doesn't even come to $20 a day, which isn't enough. You gotta charge a $3,086 for power. And that's under $20 a day. I think we gotta, that's something definitely we gotta look at. I mean, there's no sense operating the campground losing money. We gotta get the power up there, I think. I'm not concerned about the water, but,
Well, we gotta worry about the grid too.
what's
Like,
that?
How much power can we take out of the
Yeah, that's
grid,
right.
You know? like-
Yeah,
I don't know that.
that's included with what they're using and what we can supply.
I think that's a good idea. I like the idea of not leaving the rates the same that aren't costing us any money.
Yeah, no, that's right. And that's what we set the campground up. But if a guy's bringing in a 50 amp service trailer and plugging his golf cart in because it's electric, maybe he's got solar panel, I don't know, whatever they're using though. It's probably not covering it.
Okay, so do we want to discuss rates today and get them hammered out, or do we want to wait a month,
So you're 37.
go for a drive out there and do some research?
That 3,700 for full service isn't enough.
Yeah, this one here.
Be waiting a
Up
month.
here.
Yeah, but that's for that's for sewer
But
and
this isn't enough.
that's just power.
If I could bring up something, Mike.
Yes, sir.
While we're talking about that. At the beginning of the season, there was a power issue, and I brought forward, and I was going to get prices back for the 50 amps. In between that time, we decided we were going to upgrade the one site and give them a 50 amp pedestal. just the way that the grid, as you mentioned, is laid out there. It's on a Phase A and a Phase B circuit, so you might not have anything plugged into your campground. Your neighbor might have everything in the kitchen sink plugged in. It's that person that has nothing that's feeling the effect.
Yeah.
This is why we decided to go ahead and put the 150 amp pedestal in place. It has since balanced a lot of the power issues for that troubled area. So maybe that's another consideration that you might want to think about, is spot picking where these certain pedestals are going, because it does seem to help with the balancing of the power. I've been talking to Jerry basically on a weekly conversation here regarding the power issues that were down there, and they haven't been as much as the beginning of the season. So that's another option to go, as opposed to upgrading everything to 50 amp.
So what did it
Pick
cost?
some
to
trouble
put in- What did
spots.
it cost to put in that? Do you remember what it cost to put in that?
I
50?
think it was just over $2,000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so that came with the 50 amp, the breaker pedestal, rewiring, and servicing the one site. But again, because it's on the same phases, it's helping drawing and balancing
Yeah.
additional sites that are close by. And
How
that-
many sites did it help?
we had 4 real bad trouble sites. So I mean, that took care, and I mean, those were just the people that are coming forward with their issues. Some people, you know, they'll plug in something, it'll trip, they'll put it back on, that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of it, you'll hear about it. And then some people, they come in with their testers, their voltage meters, they're reading something, and then they're saying it's spiking like this. I'm calling Jerry down there to have a look. He's putting his same odometer on it, and it's not reading at half as high as what their instrument is reading. So it's like, you know, I go with the professional over that, 7 days out of the week, but
So
Okay.
would we charge more for 50 amp? Like,
so we do.
I think
I'm gonna
that
bring
can be
this up
part of the
'cause I-
background. If we table this and bring it forward in August,
Well, that's
that's what we can look at. And I think just hearing all the conversation that's happening, I think that's the best thing to do, is table this until August and come up with a plan on how we're going to address a few of the issues that we're having out there.
Something else to think about too, we do currently have, I believe it's 7 sites down there that are 50 amp sites. There's no difference in cost with a 50 amp site with a 30 amp site.
how do you know? Have you got meter on them?
No, because they are 50 amp sites, like they come with 50 amp breakers, so there is a difference between the two.
No, I mean, I'm looking at power usage, the 50 amp.
Oh, I couldn't tell you how much, unless I'm sitting down there and watching it all the time. I'm just saying that there is no price difference as of now between a 30 amp
Yeah,
site.
yeah, yeah,
and a 50 amp.
what you're charging people.
So when you're saying, do you want to charge other people fit more for 50 amp?
But
There's
you're saying
currently
that-
people that have been there for 10 years with those 50 amp sites that haven't paid any more than anybody
Are
else.
people requesting the 50 amp?
Everybody is requesting 50 amp sites. Everybody's wanting, every trailer down there that you look at for, on a seasonals point of view is a 50 amp trailer. I don't think we have any more 30 amp trailers owned by the seasonals that are down there currently.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, so
what's that?
I'll ask for a motion to table this till August.
I'll do that.
Thanks, Oscar. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we'll break for coffee here for 20 minutes or so, and then Okay, Stephen. Call the meeting back to order. Finance, accounts.
I'll make that motion to accept them.
Okay, Austin made a motion to accept the accounts. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Better? Financial statement.
So, the fire reserves, is that with some of the deployments in?
Only the initial deployment.
Okay.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion to accept the financial statement?
Oh, I can do that.
Thanks, Bruce. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Reserves are there for information. And moving on to administration and taxation. We have the action monthly status report there. Any questions or comments on that? No, looks pretty good. And a RFD for 2025 crop rates.
Does that look good, Bill?
They're high.
They're
Yeah.
high?
Yeah, things are down a bit.
What's canola in a for now, Billy? $16?
1650, so
17 probably.
Yeah.
You can get it for 17.
And wheat?
Nine.
$8.50.
Eight?
Wow.
Oh, it's quite a bit.
We got 9 for ours, but we want to make it a little higher. I would think.
Hay will probably be about the same, there's less of it.
There's what?
And barley, oats, everything else is in line, just canola and wheat have taken the,
oh, barley's high too.
What's the barley at, Bill?
$6.
What's it,
I don't know about oats. Peas are $10. Yeah, they're all right. You could maybe drop the 3 canola, wheat, and barley.
By what, $3, say?
I was gonna say $3. Yeah.
okay?
Would
But-
that work?
so what, Billy, what do you think, how come corn grazing's so high? At 15.35? That just seems like almost a misprint.
Per acre?
Yeah,
That's per acre, yeah.
I know.
So how many tons do you
That
get
would
an
be,
acre?
so if you got 40. I don't know if without a whack or not.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't put it up, so.
It's expensive.
16 tons?
Oh, it's $90 a ton, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But this is, like, that's not, that's grazing though, it's not silage.
Right. That's
It just seems high for grazing to me, but maybe not.
Okay, do we want to leave that the same then?
It's
or-
still high.
Are we gonna lower the commodities by $3 or not? What did you
The
say?
top three, yeah, canola, wheat, barley. Everybody
Yeah.
comfortable with $3 or,
Yeah, I think so.
okay?
So 18 for canola?
18
Yeah.
for canola, 9 for
9
wheat.
for wheat, 6 for barley.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you think that corn grazing's high, Bill?
Corn grazing's high. Well, you taking, I mean, why wouldn't they? I mean, you take 60 bushels the acre at 21 for canola, you're still at 12.60, and here's corn at 15.35.
15, I just think it's too high, but
I don't know why it went up there.
I just, yeah.
I don't know why it's there.
Unless he's like Tyson said, maybe they just put the tonnage, but grazing's different than silaging it though.
Well, for one thing, it's dry.
It's drier, yeah.
Yeah, your
Have we
tons
paid
aren't,
any
your
corn
tons aren't,
grazing?
your tons aren't there.
No.
Kelly?
I-
Have we paid any corn grazing or not?
Yes.
I'm being told, yes, we have. Yeah.
Okay.
Brian also had some.
I don't know, just seems high to me though.
Well, I think, yeah, I would say let's drop that to 1,000, and even that to me is high, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, everybody okay with that comment?
Yeah.
Yep.
Robin?
So sorry, are you keeping the corn grazing the same?
No, we're dropping it
1,000.
to
Drop to 1,000.
1,000 an acre.
To 1,000 acre?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else anybody wants to see changed on that list?
I didn't wanna see nothing changed.
No, I don't think so either.
No, we're good?
That's good, Jim.
Okay, somebody want to make the motion?
I will.
Thanks, Richard. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
What's that?
What's that?
Oats will be worth more than barley, the way we're doing it.
Yeah, oats should probably be
I
Five.
seeded oats, so that's good.
550, 550 on oats.
Okay.
Yeah.
So oats 550?
Now you cut me down.
Sorry, Bruce.
Did we discuss ever doing like what the going rate was at the time, or it doesn't sit well when they're doing over a 3-year thing, right? You're just gonna keep moving it up and down accordingly?
Yeah, every year it comes for review and then we kind of look at where everything is.
And and most of it's based on contract price anyways. I mean, if you bring your contract in and if it's higher, they pay you the higher rate, so.
Yeah,
We do or not?
Well, yeah.
we do,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. we've
Because
done-
like lots of reclamation and stuff's happening right now, I think, like, do they come, you used to go to your district agriculturist, do they just take an average, or do they go to the municipality and see
No,
what you're paying?
what, to get the bushels?
Yeah,
You take it from the farmer, from the crop that he combined beside it.
it's just hard to argue if the municipality's paying this, that's all I'm thinking.
Well, we usually pay higher than crop prices.
Yeah. Traditionally. Okay, Richard made the motion with the changes. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, had a couple of letters there from Wainwright and Edgerton Seed Cleaning with thank yous. And our member bulletins are there.
Tons of that.
There's always good information on there.
There is a lot of stuff in there if you want to
There-
read it.
There is,
Yeah.
yeah. And just going down to, so we have protection to persons and RFD for AFRAX results.
You've got, council has a couple options. So you can see the first set of scoring results on our, show you that Prairie Mobile would be the lowest priced and the highest point scored as a result of our scoring. And the other page lower would be, there's an option that was requested by the 3 village fire departments for more durable radios, AFRAX radios. So that comes with a price, as you can see, $359, $341, and so on for the other ones. So council has the option to go with the basic AFRAX radio or the increase in durability request from each of the villages. And there's, I believe, roughly 4 radios. Not all of the radios, but it's just 4 of the command radios
So
for
it's an
one of the upgrades
It's
on
an
it.
extra 22,000 for what their request is, right? That's what you're saying?
I didn't do the math, but I think it's more close to 17,000.
Well, it says, one here it says, approve of authorizing funding in the amount of 22,465. Unless there's an amendment to that.
Oh, that's East Central.
Oh.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
All right, okay.
that's the East Central one.
That's the
Okay.
other one.
So that's our next RFD.
The
So-
top
so
one
what-
says
what
based
was
on
the
council
price?
discussion.
The total with the upgraded 4 radios for the, I believe it'd be the Chiefs, correct?
Yeah, the
Like a
chiefs and
command-
commanders, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
It's just under 360.
So is that within our budget, we said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's a
this
little less
How
actually.
can you be that you're shopping apples to oranges when it's 3 times as much money? Like, is this for the same number of radios, same everything?
Yep.
And there's
Same
that
basis.
price difference, I don't particularly,
There's setup costs too, you know, like there's,
is that included in everybody?
yeah.
There's different radios that they were pricing. There's Kenwood, there's Motorola, there's Harris apparently. So whether that makes the difference in prices of the type of radios that they carry, each company carries, it might
And
make
like
a
warranty
difference.
and everything? Like
Warranty would be, I think the basic warranty was, I think, between 12 and 24 months.
Yeah.
It's just 3 times as much money doesn't make sense really. if
Did
you're
we
shopping.
request a certain radio?
Yeah.
We just said the radio would have a certain
Specific.
specifics, qualifications, and that they would meet the standards set by the province for the AFRAC system.
They tested them too, like
Well,
they
they-
didn't just, you know, send it out, they tested, well, I don't know about all of them, but quite a few of them to see the good and the bad of them too, so.
Yeah,
The one that's, the Prairie Mobile is the ones that we tested, anyway, that met the test requirements that we set out to achieve.
And they seem quite happy with them, so.
'Cause
So
you-
then the next quote there from Prairie Mobile is with the extra radios.
the 4 beefed up radios, yeah.
And where are they going to be?
Well, they'll go with command to the 3 villages.
Because you've got White Communications bid 2 and bid 1. Those are with the extra radios?
With the
four
extra
extras?
radios, yeah, or the upgraded 4 radios, yeah.
Ooh,
That's insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So how,
How'd
Yeah.
they come up with 897,000?
that doesn't make any sense that your 4 radios are costing a couple $100,000
I don't know.
more on one company and 30,000 more on another. I don't understand how you can shop apples to oranges like that.
No, where are you getting your 200,000 from?
Your
if you
bid,
get-
your bid 2 with White Communication,
Yeah, your first,
To
your
bid
first,
1
your
is-
first bid is 453,7
Yeah.
or 475, and then their bid to include the extra radios is 481, so that's roughly 25,000.
yeah.
from 453 to 711? Is that a couple $1,000?
On the top one, Kelly,
Oh, okay, yeah, so on the second one from the bottom, they
Is their
have another
first
bid there
bid
too.
at 700,000 to 453,000?
You know what we did there? It's a bit confusing, but what we did is we took the first 3 that's the top, 1, 2, 3 that scored on the first sheet,
Right?
and all we did is we took the price increase for the upgraded radios for those 3. So that one you see on the bottom, the 711, we didn't include that because that was out of the ballpark anyway.
no, but I
But
think
their
she's
second
asking, I
bid-
think she's asking though, you got White Communications bid 2 at 453, and at the bottom of that same thing, you got White Communications at 711 on bid 1. Like, how come there's such a separation
They
between?
put
discrepancy.
2 different bids in. That's a totally different bid,
Oh, okay.
totally different price.
Oh, I agree, it's a totally different price, but then what's the product difference in
Probably,
those
I
two
don't know,
bids?
it probably is a different brand of radio.
I'll make a motion, we go with Prairie Mobile.
Thanks, Bill. Okay, and Bill, you want to do the 4,
Extra radios.
okay,
Yep.
so we're looking at a total price of 359, 341.25.
That'd be correct.
Okay,
I mean, that's the reason you put these bids out. Some are within, like the first 3 are kind of within what we're looking for, and the other ones aren't, so I don't know what the difference was.
okay, Bill made the motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we got another RFD for East Central 911 AFRAX funding.
I don't know, Bruce, you might be able to help me out with this, but
Yeah,
this is
well,
for their main
what
base
we did
station.
was, in the beginning, we were looking at $5.50 per capita from $5. So now that we've got some funding from other sources, we're going to leave the per capita at $5. And if we each, the 4 main municipalities, each throw in per capita, well, you can see the numbers there. We're at 22,465. That's per capita. If we give them the money now over a period of time that we haven't actually discussed, they'll pay us back by not charging us per capita.
Just the increase, right?
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll keep the increase down too.
Yeah.
So, and that will give them a bit of a breathing room for extras if they need it to go to this new council.
Did we not purchase the new council?
No, we're just in the process. They've got the council they want now, so now we're just looking at the funding for it. They have enough for the down payment, but they don't have enough to pay for it completely.
Yeah.
Who's the four,
What's that?
who's the four counties or MDs?
MD Wainwright, Provost, Painehurst,
CBR.
and Vermilion River.
Remember?
Remember.
Oh, Minburn, right, yeah,
Minburn,
they're
yeah.
in.
There's
yeah.
So
five.
Vermilion River's not in it?
Yes?
They are,
Yep.
yes. Yeah.
It's on the next
That's
page.
five then, Bruce.
Billy's
Yeah.
on the
Sorry,
next
yeah,
page.
I said 4, I meant 5.
Oh, there is five.
I
Okay.
forgot Minburn was in number 2.
I'll make that motion, we go with
Right there.
option one.
Okay, Oscar makes the motion, we go with option 1 and authorize AFRAX funding to East Central 911 in the amount of 22,465. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Small note, later on, we may need to help fund them. There's a new recording system. People can actually text in a fire now. And so it's a text, not a voice, so they need a recorder that takes from texting to actual call that they can receive. So it may have to come later. They're still working to try to get this council to do it, so just info.
Okay. Thanks for that. And do we have another RFD for fire restriction? This came out of our special meeting we had that we would put it on the agenda to see where we stood. Is everybody okay with the way things are right now, or does anybody want to see any restrictions put on?
I'm good in our area.
Okay.
Billy?
I'm good.
Richie?
I'm good.
Good?
I'll make
Okay.
an option 2.
Did you get rain? Oh, Oscar, did you get rain?
No, we got a sprinkle, yeah.
You're good with leaving things the way it is right now, Oscar?
For now, yeah.
Okay, Robin made the motion to go with option 2 of no action.
Well, we don't just.
Oh, we'll just leave it, I guess, yeah, we don't need one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Municipal property, health services, environment, and bylaws. So we got a couple bylaws.
Just read the title and the heading.
Okay, so just bylaw number 1714, a bylaw of the municipal district of Wainwright number 61 in the province of Alberta to provide for the procedure of meetings by electronic means as per the Municipal Government Act. Okay. And we need a,
I'll move the first motion.
Bob moves the first motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Need a motion for the second reading. Richard, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Motion to proceed.
Need a motion to proceed.
We're going this way, I'll.
Bruce,
my turn.
thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And the third and final reading. Oscar? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, we also have another bylaw, number 1715, a bylaw of the municipal district of Wainwright, number 61, in the province of Alberta, providing for adding secondary suites and in-law suites to the MD of Wainwright land use bylaw number 1695. So this bylaw, we can do the first reading, and then we'll have to set a public hearing date. So Bill makes a motion for the first reading. Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And the date for public hearing, August 19th at 10:30. That's good with everybody. Bob makes that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, development. Oh, she's not here, is
Was
she?
there an
She's on holiday.
was there
She's
an
away on holidays.
Okay.
agenda change?
Was our agenda changed?
Well, because my financial statements are at the back and bottom of my agenda, and your guys' are in the middle.
Yeah, I had financial statements in finance where they,
My whole financial thing is below the pay sheets.
Yeah,
So,
oh,
like, that's why I had to go scratch them when you were asking for them, because I couldn't find them. And now I just looked, when I scrolled down,
It's there.
all the financial information is after pay
Mine
sheets on
is
my,
too.
oh,
on my
that's weird. Mine
agenda.
came in the right spot.
But are you going after your paper or off your computer? You know, if there was a
The
change.
office computer.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
heard
change.
that.
Your financial
You
section.
see this-
Everything looks the same.
They're
Mine
here.
are all down
They're
here.
usually up here, right? The financial
below
statements are right,
everything.
usually right in there.
And then
After
she
this,
sent
now they're
out,
at the bottom of my
you know,
agenda.
the extras the next day.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, mine was like that. on
Okay.
computers.
So everybody had a chance to look over the development permit or report?
Yeah.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion
I'll
to
do
accept
that.
the report? Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. And then we have an RFD for Alberta Lake Management Society Conference. So we've done this the last
Many years.
the last 3 I've been on, we've done it. So authorized 2 Division 2 counselor and members of Clear Lake, 2 Clear Lake and Watershed, and 1 Arm Lake, I believe.
Didn't we move the lake to Division 4?
No, we
Well,
never,
not
no, it
yet.
didn't, it didn't pass.
Not yet.
I'll move it. I'll go with option one.
Bob makes a motion for option 1. All those in favor?
I'm gone in August, but I'm gonna
Opposed?
come on
Carried.
electronically.
Okay, approval of pay sheets.
I'll do that.
Thanks, Robin. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, committee reports. Start with the Wainwright Seed Cleaning Plant.
No meeting.
No meeting? Edgerton Seed Cleaning Plant?
Yeah, we had a meeting on, I don't know, 23rd or something, then we done 117,000 bushel cleaned last year, and brought in some more new gopher poison. I guess it's been selling okay. And then we had an inventory count on June 27th for all the feed stocks and everything.
Okay. Good. FCS.
We went to the open house. but
Yeah,
that
we
was-
had an open house. Look at me.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
him.
I forgot.
Old habits.
You always look at Bruce.
I know. We went to the open house, had our meeting, everything went well. Summer programming is busy.
Yeah,
What else?
yeah.
Good.
They had a lot of income tax for seniors,
Mm-hmm.
like bigger number than normal.
Good. Battle River Foundation.
We are at, where did I put it?
Ask Oscar.
Yeah, ask Oscar, 96 rooms. We only have 1 couple suite available. The east side stairs are under a cement renovation, supposed to start first bit of July. I think they've started. We've ordered new chairs and tables. Everything's great. That's about it. We have a summer student working out really well.
We've
What
got
else?
some more rooms with the showers in too, a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's going good.
Good. Landfill.
Yeah, we had a meeting on the 23rd of June. New help, full-time employees doing good, Shauna. Did some well monitoring, and the land discussion with, was going to go to Dana. And the crushing started earlier than normal.
That's the cement.
Cement crushing, yeah, and they're gonna use a new dust control program instead of calcium on their roads. It's a canola base,
Okay.
and they figure it lasts 2 or 3 years, and so they're trying it out
We're at?
at the landfill. Yeah,
Okay. I wonder if they use that on the north end of town too.
I think so, yeah.
Had good results with it, have they? Or is this just a
I'm
trial?
going that way sometimes, and it appears to be different material than calcium.
Yeah.
So they took in 11,000 kgs at the cleanup. They shipped out 107 mattresses, kept them out of the landfill, and they moved out 400 liters of used oil in the last couple of months.
Good.
I don't know, is that about it, Richard?
Yeah,
Okay, East Central 911.
Well, basically, we talked about this AFRAC system and that, everything else seems to be going well. Yeah. That's about it, yeah.
Community Health Foundation,
No meeting.
no meeting? Okay. Northern Lights,
We meet September 12th again, so bit of a gap for summer. But programming at our local library is crazy busy.
good.
Yeah.
Our summer students are on fire.
Wainwright Economic Development Board.
We had a meeting, basically, we talked about the new nursing program. They're energizing another one for next year. They've already got lots of applicants. The clock, the 100-year anniversary, September. Can't think of the date offhand, but, and trying to figure out what to do with Main Street, you know, to revitalize it some. Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it? Good. Get a motion to accept the reports. Richard, thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Need a motion to move into closed session.
We got something to go in there?
Do we have anything to discuss?
No.
We don't today? Oh, I thought we did. Okay,
There's nothing in the agenda.
well then one more motion.
I can do that one.
Thanks, Bruce.
But that's Robin's motion. What? This is